Hello and good evening, class. This week we're going to be discussing about entrepreneurial innovation. We'll be looking at the key factors to evaluating your business. Here you can see we have three key factors that begin with looking at the opportunity, to discovering the opportunity, and then moving toward vetting the opportunity to see if it is similar or alike to other competitors. Once we assess these three components, we can then begin to figure whether or not we should begin to interrupt ourselves and restart the innovation process of discovery, or continue to move forward and begin working on our business venue. First, we want to look at the problem we are solving. At the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, you are in the business of solving problems and fixing and helping people's needs. Once you assess a problem is available and that there are people in need, you may then to discover, how do I solve that problem? What business idea, business product, or business service can I utilize to solve that issue? Thus, we do some mild research here to discern if people are in need of assistance in a thing, if it is a thing they want or really need. Nothing is far more worse than a business product that has no need or solves no problems. It should be something personal to you, something passionate, and something you have drive to fix and solve. Typically, we must understand what it is we're solving and what the problem the customer has, or in this case, the customer pain. If you understand the customer pain, you can clearly identify how to describe and articulate the issues a customer is having and how exactly your product or service is solving the customer pain and in turn solving the problem at hand. We want to know afterward, once we discover the problem and the pain and the need of the customer, and whether or not we can fix it. Is it profitable? Will I make money? Is there a market toward it? And what are the trends and factors outlying, or the outliers in the future, that will determine the success of my business? Nothing is worse than having a business that may seem profitable, that may seem viable, and that may seem like a market is there, but you didn't bother to research and check if the market is shrinking, if the market is viable, or if the market is changing in the next few years. Just imagine Kodak Films and their surprise when everything went digital. Their business, which is non-existent now, literally erupted right beneath them because they didn't bother to look at the trends. The trends were clearly showing people were going more toward digital film and digital services. Old-fashioned film, which might be good for an art student here and there, is not really convenient for the mom or pa with a cell phone in their hand. Had they looked at the trends and the factors relating to trends and technology, yes, if they did a very basic pest analysis of their outgoing trends, they might have realized they could have stayed in business. Kodak at the time was a very multinational company that had quite a bit of money, quite a bit of resources. They easily could have began to buy up many digital firms, camera firms, and technology firms that were cutting edge in regards to digital technology and digital capture devices. Thus, they could have been at the forefront through innovation, having their old business become monopolized in the sense of its old business being evacuated from the current technological trends, and them transitioning themselves into a new business. This one becoming digital print, digital ads, digital desires of men wanting to see things in a virtual form. Needless to say, they could have been in the business of making digital cameras, or being the technology specialist in regards to digital film or digital applications in regards to visual presentations. They had quite a bit of money at the time to spend if they wanted to see what their competitors were up to, what they were doing. They could have bought out many people and been at the cutting edge because of their prior financial resources. But while they thought they understood their market, they didn't, and they didn't look at the trends. So even the big boys sometimes make big mistakes. That's why it's important when looking at your business idea to also look at the trends, not just the market, and see where it's going and what is changing and what is happening. Because you may be in business today, but the idea is to stay in business tomorrow as well. Once you have all that, you really need to think about your business model. This is your business's ability to make money, how functional it is. Most importantly, is it differentiating from the competitors, and does it have a competitive advantage? So, is your business desired? Sure. Is there a trend in the marketplace? Okay. But is everyone else doing the same thing you're doing? How do you intend to compete against competitors who are doing the same thing? You have to market yourself as different. Market yourself as an individual who separates himself from the rest. That way, competitors will say, oh, he's not competing with me directly, but indirectly. More importantly, customers understand who you are and what you are, understand your point of difference and why they should buy from you. Thus, you choose and target specifically the customers you want and the customers you need without conflicting and trying to battle against other customers, their dollars against potentially bigger clients. Obviously, if you see your business as competitive, you see your business differentiating in terms of how it operates, what about your business model? Can it scale and grow easily? Have you thought about your marketing, your expenses, your finances, all the employment aspects regarded to running your business? How do you intend to advertise your business? All of those funny business things we think about that we often overlook. Have you looked into that? Have you considered if it is viable? Do you even have the ability to do so? All these basic aspects, 7 in total, need to be considered when looking at your business. Upon consideration of these different business ideas and business aspects, you can easily vet or understand if your business is viable, if a competitor's business is viable, or if an acquirer, meaning you're looking to acquire or be acquired, how viable that business is. From these key factors, you can then create a framework to understand how to work on a business, innovate a business, waste time in a business, or move on to the next business. At the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, you're looking at opportunities and ideas where to invest. You have to do some basic groundwork to assess if the business is even viable or has a market. Looking at this basic framework, or this rubric, if you wish to call it, gives you a very clear indication and clear idea where you should go, where you should put your money, and where you should invest your time in. Thank you.